So this is the Microsoft PowerToys, and I'm very proud of Microsoft to put it on GitHub. So you can download it right from GitHub and install it on your system. And it is a must-have utility on your Windows system. After installing it, you can launch it from this icon and right-clicking on it and going to Settings. In the General tab, we get the option to run it as administrator, which is highly recommended, otherwise you may face some weird bugs or some issues. So I always run it as administrator. You can also change the appearance and behavior. For example, you can apply dark or light theme or the system default theme, which will follow the system theme. You can also run it at startup if you are using it quite often, which I do, and we can turn on automatic updates. So now on to the tools which it provides. So the first one is the fancy zones, and this is my favorite tool in PowerToys. What it does is that it allows us to snap the window to our custom created zones. Let me show you by launching the zones editor. Then you can select one of the pre-created zones. I've currently selected priority grid, or you can create your own custom one. For example, add a new zone, resize and place the window, add a new zone, resize and place the window, add a new zone, resize and place the window. And last one, and click on save and apply. Now you have your custom layout ready. Just click on apply and it is ready to be used. Now how to use it is that you drag your window and hold down the shift key and the zones are highlighted. You can drop the window wherever you want and it will snap to that zone. One drawback or missing feature in fancy zones is that when you snap out the windows, they are not restored to their original size. For example, with inbuilt zones, if you snap it to a zone and then snap it out, it is restored to its original size. But I'm sure this feature will be implemented in the future. So there are lots of customizations, from setting the shortcuts to changing the appearance of zones and to exclude the apps. So this is a pretty neat feature. Next one is File Explorer Preview. It's just a simple tweak which allows us to preview SVG files and MD files. By default, the SVG and MD files are not previewed. Let me show you by going to my File Explorer and turning on Preview pane and clicking on any MD file. And with PowerToys and File Explorer preview being turned on, we can preview the MD file, which by default Windows is unable to preview. So if you use the preview pane a lot and you use SVG and MD files, this will be a lot useful to you. I normally don't use the preview pane, so it is not that much useful to me. The next one is the image resizer, and it is a pretty handy utility. You can resize your images on the go and define the size to which you want to resize your image. For example, the predefined are small, medium, large, and phone. With this resolution, we can change their name or their resolution or their unit from pixels to percent to inches or to centimeters. And we can add our custom sizes as well. And there are then other settings like the encoder, the JPG quality level, the PNG interlacing, the TIFF compression, and the file renaming format. Let me show you this action by going to an image, right clicking on it and clicking on resize pictures. Then this dialog box comes up with the predefined sizes which we have created, or we can select custom here and add resolution here and then click on resize. So now the image is resized and the image is renamed according to the naming format which we have decided right here. The next one is the keyboard manager, which is just a simple utility to map a keyboard key to function as a different keyboard key, or to map a keyboard shortcut to function as another shortcut. To remap a key, we need to go here, type a key, for example, AND key, and then map it as Windows key. This may be the worst example, but let's see it in action. Now I'm pressing the AND key and the Windows key is being pressed. So you may not see me pressing the AND key, but believe me, I'm pressing the AND key. So this works pretty well. And same goes with shortcut. I'm going to use a shortcut, let's say Control C, which is used to copy, and use it as Control Shift Escape, which is used to open Task Manager. Again, not the best example, but just for the sake of demonstration, I'm pressing Control C and it is opening my Task Manager. So this is also a pretty neat tool to use. Next is the Power Rename, which allows us to rename our files in bulk. For example, I want to rename these files. With Power Rename, I can search for technology and replace it with tech and rename. So instead of renaming each file one by one, we can rename the files in bulk with features like regular expression, include or exclude files or folders, case sensitivity, and things like that. Next one is PowerToys Run, which is an inspired version of macOS Spotlight. How it works is that we need to provide a shortcut for it to work, and then when we press that shortcut, this Spotlight like search option comes up. We can search for anything to open. For example, I need to open Paint. I can search for it and then the search results come up and we can launch it from right here. We get two options along with it. One is to open the folder containing the item and another one is to run it as administrator. So this is basically Windows search inspired by macOS Spotlight. This is also nice and we can customize the number of search results we want and the shortcut which we want to use it to invoke it. And next one is the shortcut guide. This is a pretty handy feature. What it does is that if we press and hold the Windows key, it brings up all the shortcuts which can be used in combination with Windows key. For example, if we want to open settings, we can press I and then the settings are open in background. So that's all from it. It's a nice tool from Microsoft. Since it is from Microsoft, it is completely safe to use and I recommend you trying it out at least once to see how it works and how useful it is for you. So that's all from this video. Thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already.